Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of No Filter with Mary. And in the spirit of Halloween, I decided to be you guys' nurse today. And with me, I have an amazing guest. And guess what? He is Zara today. Why are you laughing?
Zora, you know what? It's a mystery who Zora is, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knows who he
You
is.
know, I've never really been into Halloween. Like this is like I would say this is gonna be like my first actual Halloween. Like I'm dressed in a
Yeah.
costume. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like really impressed right now. Like my parents, I hope my mom doesn't say this. I really hope. No, you're laughing. In Nigeria, like
It's a bad omen,
typical,
yeah.
you're not supposed to be doing that. It's like considered. But the
Yeah.
modern day Nigerians right now, like that lives in Lagos, Abuja, which is like the big cities, they do it, right?
Yeah.
But my mom doesn't live there.
Uh-huh.
So I hope she doesn't see this because she's gonna be praying for me, going to the church, and be like, "What is my daughter becoming in America?" But mommy, if you're watching this, I love you. I'm still the grandmother's baby right here, but I love you, and I'm still married. That you know, Nkechi, you know that one. So my guest today, back to Zoro. Wait, Eddie, do you want me to call you Eddie or Zoro? Tell me.
Eddie, Zoro, I'm fine with either.
So
you
you
probably
know,
end up ending with Eddie once I
Eddie,
derobe.
Eddie,
Eddie.
Eddie. But you know what though? Now you are a mystery to my guest, and I kind of like it. I think there is something about having mystery. Like he has the smags, the whole Zoro thing going on. You
Have
want
the
to
horse
tell us
parked
a little
outside?
bit about you, even though you are hidden with a mask. Can you tell my audience a little bit about Zoro Eddie?
About Zoro Eddie. So Zoro Eddie, as you can imagine, is
Zoro Eddie, I love it.
is Latino, Colombian. Both my parents are
Ooh,
Colombian.
okay.
But I was born and raised in New York, then spent my 20s all over the world in Spain, Colombia, Brazil, and then back to New York, and then finally in Miami for about 20 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you were living in New York, what did you do? Were you just what did you do?
Well, I was born and raised there. I was born in Manhattan, raised right outside of the
Did
city.
you work in New York? What kind of job did you do?
Pardon me?
What kind of job did you do? Did you work
In New York, I was a consultant when I worked there,
Oh.
but most of my career I spent it outside of New York. The last 5 years I've been commuting to New York for the last 5 years.
Nice.
So I go there about 15, 20 times a year for work. But
Nice.
most of my career I started in Colombia.
You know, you do not give me a New Yorker because I mean, I love New Yorkers. I go to New York a lot, but man, those people be like, they be on business.
No.
I mean, you are
Yeah.
on business too, but in a nice way.
Yeah. No, I remember in graduate school we're in a debate, and I was up against somebody, and I got the New York in me. And one of my buddies from New York says, you can take the boy out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the boy.
Okay, so but that
When you
that
turn it
person,
on, you need to turn it on.
that person must have done something that got you to be, to give the New
Yeah,
York.
New
vibe.
York, you have an edge in New York.
There's an edge.
Everybody from New York has an edge.
I met somebody today. Actually, the person is from New York. It was like a very friendly person. We talked for hours. I think when New Yorkers leave New York, they tend to like
They open
mellow.
up. Yeah,
Like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But
But I've lived all over the world. I mean, I've lived in New York about 23 years, and outside of New York about 30 years.
Nice. How was your experience in New York? Did you love New York? I mean, I know
I
you
loved it
grew
when
up
I
in
was
New York.
there. I mean, I left New York after college, and then I went back for about a year and a half. No, I went back for 3 years
Yeah.
in my early 30s, and I liked it, but I think quality of life is better elsewhere. And I've lived in Rio, I've lived in Medellin, in Bogota, in Sevilla, in Spain.
I heard amazing things
Austin,
about
Texas.
Medellin.
Medellin.
I heard so many good things about it.
And so yeah, I mean, so New York is great for certain things and not
Yeah.
great for others. And I'm
Okay.
happy to not to be there anymore.
You want to tell me the story about the Zoro, like your outfit?
Oh, so why did I have this outfit? So first of all, Zorro's Mexican, right? I'm Colombian, but he's
I didn't know
Latino.
that, but
And he's also like a Batman,
No, I
right?
learned a
Nobody
lot.
really knows who he is. He's
Yeah,
like a
it's mystery.
He's a mystery. He's a folkloric superhero, right? And why do I like him? Because I think he's got a cool outfit.
So wait. There was no childhood story.
No. I love to ride horses. I love to be out in the country.
Oh, you ride horses?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Listen, I learn a lot of things when I'm talking to my guests. I'm like, you do that? I didn't know that. How come I didn't know
The
you
2
ride
years I
horses?
spent in Medellin, every weekend we rode horses in the mountains
Wow.
for
I
5
need to
hours,
go
6
to
hours a
Medellin.
day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to go to Colombia in the next probably 3 months with my son and do a 3-4 day ride from Bogota to Villa de Leyva, which is another colonial city about probably 3.5 hour drive from Bogota. And it's like a 3-day hike, 3-day horseback ride.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty. Well, by the way, my earrings decided to fall off.
That's okay.
But Eddie, with that being said, I'm like, so there is no story when it comes to Zorro.
I think he's a person that does well. He's Hispanic. He rides a horse. He has fun. He always has a beautiful girl next to him.
Do you think that the Hispanic has something to do with you picking it?
With my what?
With your outfit? Do you think Zorro being an
Absolutely.
Hispanic has...
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I don't think you
Nice.
can have a non-Hispanic Zorro, a legitimate one. And Zorro means fox in Spanish.
Oh.
That's
It
why the
means
mask,
what?
hence the mask.
It means what?
Fox,
Fox.
like the animal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very good to know.
Yeah, he's like the
this is
Hispanic Batman almost.
Oh, an Hispanic Batman.
Yeah. He rides a black horse and he usually has a sword. I forgot my sword actually.
You know, today I wanted to do the, I saw the red outfit and I was like, asking the lady was like, devil. I'm like, but that red would have gone right with your outfit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I picked this outfit. It's a different story. I picked this outfit because
Friday night you wear the red outfit.
the red outfit. No, I'm not wearing the red outfit. I'm not wearing the red outfit. I have something else. I have something that screams Africa.
Uh-oh.
No, this is my first Halloween.
Yeah.
So I have something different. So I didn't plan for it per se, but I low-key planned for it. I put a little bit of effort. So I have something that screams, who is she?
Oh my God.
African goddess. You can, like, it's going to be insane. It's like,
I can imagine.
So, Eddie, Zorro, sorry, I forgot. Today you're playing Zorro tonight. Can you show us your outfit? Like, you know, we have Zorro today, and of course we have the nurse. Show us your outfit. This way. Show us your outfit.
So I actually had this made this week.
Wait, custom made?
No, I bought the fabric and I went
Oh
to
my God.
woman on Facebook Marketplace.
Wow.
She sewed it.
Facebook. You know the last time I used the Facebook Marketplace when I was in Oklahoma.
No, I've had the cowboy hat for like 15 years. Yeah, that's what I read with. That's what I
like
read.
it.
Yeah, it's a real cowboy hat.
Well,
And the rest is just normal.
let's see the stage. Well, you guys have a Zorro tonight.
See that? It's a real Zorro.
Well, we have a nurse.
I'm missing my sword.
No, it's okay. We don't need the sun in the studio.
Dangerous.
We don't need the sun in the studio.
Very dangerous with the sword. You don't want to have to be around the sword.
And why would you say that? Why would you
I
say
heard
that?
story.
You've heard stories? I don't know what he's talking about. But anyways, we have Zorro tonight, and Zorro has a lot of things in stock for you guys.
Okay.
Yes, because I cannot wait for us to actually get into today's topic, which
Which
is
is
confidence, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Confidence, that is something you cannot buy.
No.
That is something that is priceless.
Yes.
And today, Zorro and the nurse Mary are here. Listen. I tell people that I like to be naked, right? And I never get to be naked on my podcast. This
It's about as
that's
close
like,
to being
no,
naked.
this is like as close as it's close to being naked. Like I'm like, this Halloween, you tell me that you say I can be naked. I'm gonna wear this, you know. Finally.
I told you we should have done the black tape project.
The black.
Except
oh,
white
no,
tape.
I'm not doing that shit with
White
you.
tape,
No, go back. No, guys, this is a fun episode. It's Halloween after all, and Halloween is supposed to be celebration and happiness, and do what makes you happy, which I've always done. And when I talk to Eddie, I'm like, Eddie, are you up for this? Let's wear costume today on the podcast.
Let's do it.
And that's what we're doing. Talking about confidence. So when I met Eddie, he took me a little bit back to his background, and he's a little bit of his story when it comes to confidence. And that has to do with confidence in guys, because most times when you talk about guys and women confidence, people do not understand that sometimes some guys really do not have the confidence because of some, I don't know, but some guys do need have confidence issue, and it's a real thing. You don't think about it, you don't know that's the fact, it's real. Okay, so me and Eddie talked about it. I'm like, Eddie, I want you to come to my podcast and tell people your story, your journey, because when I met Eddie, he told me he went through a hair transplant. And that has to do a lot with, being a guy, and mostly you're living in Miami. Eddie, do you want to tell us a little bit about the whole process and what got you there?
So let me show you first.
Yeah, please take off the hat. I want to see. Look at that. Finally, you guys get to see his face. Oh my God. That's a treat, by the way. And that is a big treat. Why are you laughing? It's true.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I got a hair transplant about 7 years ago. I had just gotten divorced, maybe a couple of years before. And my hair had started falling out when I was in my 20s. And I remember my cousins, my uncles teasing me about it. And so I took finasteride for several years. Then I was married, and we're thinking about having the children. We ended up having one. And so I stopped taking it because it's not good if you're going to try to get pregnant. And then after my son was born, I started taking it again, but by that time it was too late. So I was pretty bald. I mean, I had a little patch here. I had a big spot in the back, bald spot in the back, and these receding hairlines were back to here.
Wow. Do you have a picture?
Yeah, I have a picture. I'll show.
Oh, you
I'll
gotta
share
send
it
me.
with
Yeah, you gotta send me that.
And so single guy in Miami. I was in shape, but dark hair and little hair and decreasing by the day was not what I wanted to be. There's just some people are vain, some people aren't vain, some people care, some people don't care. I care. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to study getting a hair transplant. And I went to a doctor here in Miami, one of the top doctors, and sounded okay. A couple of my friends had already been to him. One didn't have a successful hair transplant. The other one did. But I said, you know what? Since I spent a lot of time in Colombia, and I went and spoke to my cousin-in-law, who's probably the top real estate developer in the country, and he had one. I didn't know that. My dad told me that. So I said, oh, who do you work with? So I went to see the doctor, and I decided to go down to Colombia and get it done in Colombia. And it changed my life. It gave me so much confidence. It took 10 years off my age, easily. And just made me feel more comfortable. I actually, during COVID and for probably 3 years, I sported the shaved look. So I shaved my head, but I prefer to be able to choose when you have to shave your head versus that you have to shave your head. And I think the look looks good, but...
You look good, by the way. Your doctor did amazing job.
Thank you.
Your doctor did amazing job. But Eddie, during this time you had, that problem that you had no hair, how did you feel like going out in public and having to deal with people?
Yeah, I mean, you in the morning especially, you're taking a shower, you come out, your hair is wet, and then you see your scalp completely. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Every time you touch your hair's in the sink, in your hands. And it's just, you just don't feel good. You don't feel maybe as powerful. You don't feel as like you have a choice. Like I said, it's about, and when I shaved my head, people said I looked fine. However, it was not a choice. At that point, I had to shave my head. Because
You know,
I was
think
getting to a point where it was very, very, very receding. Like I had just an island here,
Yeah.
essentially.
You know what talking about being a choice. I think that most guys that do shave their hair is not a choice. I think that most
Of
guys.
course.
I don't know
There's
if
very
I'm
few
right,
guys
but,
that
but
do
I
it as a
think,
choice,
I
yeah.
think that most guys that shave their hair is not a choice, because I know my ex shaved
Yeah.
his hair, and I knew it wasn't a choice because
Absolutely.
he had issue in the the front part of the head, and
Yeah.
he shaved it. He shaved it before he met me. Anyways, but
And it looks good. And it looks good.
It looks good. It looks good.
But it's a choice.
Yeah.
And I want it to be a choice. And like I said,
Yeah.
I used it for about 3 years to shave my head. I just let it grow long the last 2 years.
Yeah,
I've always
for
used
girls
short
it's
hair.
a little bit different though, because when the girls shave their hair, I've shaved my hair bald before.
That's
like
cool.
Really
That's a good
bald.
look. It's a good look.
And I loved
Yeah,
it.
it's a
And
great
it
look.
was an amazing look. It
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't because I was losing hair.
Yeah.
But for most guys that shave their hair, it's not a choice.
It's not a choice.
They had no choice. As a matter of fact, I had this I had this date that was like few months ago, and when he walked in, he had no hair here. I mean, I didn't care,
Yeah.
but he had this going on, and he asked me. But this was a funny story. So when he walked in, no, it's funny.
Poor guy.
So when he walked in, I was like, "Oh, what number am I?" Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had a feeling he's gone on like maybe 3 dates.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, those things that are things I don't know. I just know that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what number am I? He looked at me like he was thinking, this girl, her courage, and just saying that like that. I didn't care.
say
What
what you-
number? Yeah.
Exactly.
And he went like, oh, that is so funny, but you're right. I did lunch with a girl. He said that. And I'm like, oh, okay, good for you. I'm like, why did you decide to see me? And he went like, he did say, no, because I think you're interesting, whatever. I never met him. This is my first time meeting him, right? So at the end of the whole, this was not a date, mind you, because I was in my brother's place. I had him come upstairs to my brother's unit because he said it was right, and my brother was there.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a family.
Chillax. Yeah, yeah.
It was a family. No, my brother was watching the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was
Okay.
entertainment. It was fun. That was funny. And you know me, I go straight to the point. Then I said to him, and he's like, one of the girls that I met this afternoon had told me I should shave my hair. What do you think? I said to him, you have 2 options.
Call Eddie. Or go shave your head.
No. I haven't met you then. I said you had 2 options. I said either you shave it or you go to Istanbul.
Or now Colombia.
I didn't know
Go to
Colombia
Colombia.
does that. Why am I earring too much? I didn't know that Colombia does that.
No.
I said either you shave it.
I'm going to make Colombia the hair transplant capital of the Americas. Instead of all the Americans, Europeans go to Istanbul, Colombians go to Colombia.
That's
Americans
amazing.
go to Colombia.
That's amazing. That's
my new
crazy.
venture.
Well, if I knew that when the guy had said that, I would have said go to Colombia. He probably would have
Call
gone
Eddie.
closer.
Call Eddie. It's 3 hours.
I know. Now he's going to be called Eddie.
It's 3 hours.
Listen, believe me, his hair needed help.
Have him give me a call.
couldn't-
Have him
I
give me a
am-
call. He doesn't need to live like that anymore.
I'm not that kind of person. I can't make fun of. I don't
make
do
fun of
that,
him.
right?
Say,
so
look.
what I
If he
needed-
asked, he's obviously concerned. He knows there's an issue.
Exactly.
So tell him.
But that's the thing. It's like if you know there is an issue, the hair is like this. What are you saving? Seriously
Oh.
though, when your hair is like this, is empty. There's nothing to save.
No.
Shave. Okay, there are people that are really against implant, right? You don't want to do implant, shave it off.
Yeah. Shave it off.
There's nothing to protect.
Or some people can't get an implant because they don't have enough hair to donate. You have to have enough hair to donate in order to get an implant.
Oh.
If you don't have enough hair, they won't do a transplant.
Wow.
Because then you're going to be bald everywhere.
Wow.
So, but, teach their own.
Did you think that that's impacted you when you were, talking to girls?
Of course. Of course.
Tell me about it.
You
Like,
just
how
feel
did
you
you
just
feel?
feel younger. You feel healthier. You feel more confident.
Did you feel like girls looked at you and were like, no, because of the
Look.
hair? Or it was just self-conscious?
It was more probably self-conscious, but I was at the point where if I didn't shave my head at that point, people would have started saying, "Hey, what's going on?"
Wow.
It was pretty bad. It was getting really bad.
Wow.
And I was able to get the transplant and not have to worry about it anymore.
What was that experience for you? Like going to like even the process, researching, finding Colombia. That is really, really impressive.
I
didn't know that
I
you did that in
spent
Colombia.
6 years in my 20s working in Colombia. I worked for top consulting firm in the world, McKinsey and Company. I worked for Procter & Gamble, a top consumer goods company. So I knew the market really well, and I have really good contacts there. And so through my contacts, I was able to vet different doctors, and I chose the doctor that I went to. And it wasn't scary at all. Like I had never had elective surgery. I had my knee busted when I lived in Colombia. I tore my ACL playing rugby. Oh. And so I've had surgery down there and it was fine. And so making that decision wasn't difficult for me. And the results were fantastic.
It is fantastic. I can see your hair.
And I've taken at least maybe 15 people down there, friends of mine.
Wow.
Executives here at big companies, very successful guys here from all parts of the U.S., New York, Miami, and they've all gone down and had a fantastic experience.
How did you think like the process of healing? How was it? Was it like brutal?
You know what? That was super easy. So, and I'll send you a picture as well. So I had it done on a Wednesday, and they took off the bandage on a Friday. And Saturday, I went on a date with a friend of mine to a restaurant during the day.
You were able to drink?
I didn't drink. I wasn't on medication, so I could have drank, but I didn't drink. Maybe I had a glass of wine. But it was a day date. It was during the day. And actually, the restaurant's one of the best restaurants in Bogota called Harry Sazon, and it has skylights. The roof is all glass. And so you can, during the day, you can imagine what my head looks like.
Yeah.
And she's like, you look perfect. So it was really minimal inconvenience visually. And I flew home the next day. I did wear a hat on the flight because I don't want my head, because you're tender from all the hair that they take out.
Did you have like bandage? Because I see this.
I had a bandage for 3 days from Wednesday when I left the doctor until Saturday. They took off the bandage. So it's like saran wrap almost with tape.
Wow.
Right? They leave it for 3 days and then they take it off. So Saturday morning they took it off, and then when I was in places where I had to lean my head down, for example, sleeping, or in the airplane flying home, I wore like a snow hat, a wool hat, so your head has a little bit of cushion, and it's comfortable, and it's super easy.
Yeah, because I see this. I see the videos like when client goes to Istanbul and they have like this patches.
That's only like 3-4 days, and then I healed. Back then, I was starting a new consulting project.
Yeah.
2 weeks after I got the hair transplant. And I walked in, I had interviewed during the process, or they had met me, and I had, my hair, or lack of hair. And when I showed up, I had a shaved head. And the guy that hired me goes, "Oh, you have a new look." I'm like, "Yeah."
I like that.
And it's fine. Like, nobody noticed. And it started growing back little by little.
Nice.
It's perfect. And by 10 months, you have a full head of hair.
Wow. So you feel like when you approached a girl after the hair implant, did that make a difference? Do you think?
I think it's like maybe having braces when you're young. It's one less thing that you're conscious about. I don't have to worry about being insecure about my hair. Maybe I'm insecure about something else. Maybe if I'm overweight, I'm insecure about being overweight in that moment. But when you have a full head of hair, you don't have to worry about that. And every day that you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, all right, I'm young again. And I think that's really important, that you feel young, that you look young, especially if you take care of yourself like I do. It's important. It's important to have the whole package together.
It's I know what insecurities can be for a girl, right? Because I'm a girl. But I keep wondering, because a lot of times, like as people, we tend, I said this on my last podcast, like we tend not to think that guys have insecurity problems. Most times people think that the only insecurity problem that a guy have is maybe money. But in reality, I don't think it's just money. I think it has a lot to do with just money. Yeah. And people always ignore that. they think, oh, you're a guy. I mean, as long as you stand tall on your wallet, is a thing that people say. As long as you have money, you're fine. But reality is that there are actually guys that go through this insecurity on a daily basis, and they do not share it, and we just overlook them because, oh, they're a guy, they don't need, that emotion, they don't go through emotional trauma, which I think it's really, really wrong. So walk me through you being not being confident as a guy. How did that really feel to you?
When I was so especially after going through a divorce, I think in my case at least, I didn't feel great about myself, because I think marrying somebody is probably the single most important decision you can make in your life. So do it wisely. And in my case, it didn't work out. So I kind of felt like, I messed up. I messed up in the most important decision in my life. So number one, your confidence is a little bit down. And then I look at myself and I'm like, wow, I'm really losing my hair. I'm now 42, 43. And you can tell, right? And my family's always prided itself in looking much younger than they really are. I mean, my mother's 80 and she looks 70. And my grandfather was the same way. And so I felt like I'm losing my edge, right? And then at the same time, I had just gotten divorced, and then I lost my job. And I was a senior executive at a major company, and they wanted me to move to Europe to run one of the big divisions there, but I had my son. I had just gone through a divorce, and I wasn't going to leave my son. So I'm out. And so after that, I'm like, okay, now things are getting squirrely for me. And so getting a hair transplant helped me kind of just feel better about myself physically, which is one component. And then the monetary part, I had to go out and hustle and find a new gig. And I've always had a good background in management consulting and worked for really important companies. So I was able to always land on my feet and have a good network. And people, they call me for opportunities, as well as I call them and ask them if they know of any opportunities. And I was able to land back on my feet. So, you can have a lack of confidence economically. You can have a lack of confidence. A lot of people go through their midlife crisis, right? A lot of men, a lot of women go through the midlife crisis. They get divorced, they go out and buy a nice car. I had a convertible at one point, everything. And it's just being able to find your roots and to know through my upbringing, growing up in the suburbs of New York, but spending a lot of time in Manhattan at my dad's advertising agency, exploring New York in the 80s, in the early 80s and the late 70s. It was a different place. And so I've always said, I've never felt uncomfortable ever any place in the world. And I lived in Medellin in the mid 90s when it was it was the most dangerous city in the world. I never felt unsafe because I grew up in New York. I've been working since I was 11.
Wow.
So I had a newspaper, we would go out and collecting money. Then I managed a Kinko's copy place when I was 14, 15. So I've always had a job. I've always managed people, and I've always been confident about my abilities to work and to make money, and to lead people and to have friends, and so I knew I was going to get back on my feet. But going through that whole divorce process,
and your looks.
I mean, it's important. I was always in relatively good shape. And now I don't have any hair. And I used to have a lot of hair, like more than I have now. And so it was frustrating. It was certainly a downer. And I think I was able to quickly pivot from that and get my shit back in gear.
When you were like, that's it, I'm going for this? Was that a time? Was that something that happened? You're like, that's it? Because I know how surgery works.
Yeah, no, I tested the water.
And you're
exactly. I researched probably for I would say maybe maybe a year almost. And I was asking around to find out who a good doctor was in Colombia for about a year. And my ex-brother-in-law, he had a hair transplant in Medellin many years before that. But he didn't remember the doctor's name, or maybe he wasn't in practice anymore. But until my dad told me, hey, your cousin-in-law, so it's my cousin's husband, and he's a young guy, he's much younger than I am, he's about 10 years younger than I am, very successful real estate developer. I called him up, I said, hey, you had a hair transplant? He's like, yeah.
Wow.
And once he did it, and I knew that it came out amazing because he is, I mean, full head of hair. I said, you know what, I'm going for it. I have nothing to lose. And so I went for it.
I really like.
But it took me a while to find the right doctor, right? That was the most important thing for me. To feel comfortable with who I was doing it with.
Yeah, I really like that you said that, because the truth is that I feel like a lot of guys will probably get hair implants, but they listen to people and they get like so scared of what the people are gonna say, the community are gonna think of them,
No.
I think that's the worst thing you can do to yourself, because really people really do not care. They're gonna say bad things anyway, so you might as well do it. If you really feel unconfident, you don't feel confident with your hair, you feel uncomfortable, there's no confidence, why not do it? Because people are gonna say bad things anyways.
That's a very true statement. I feel like it's very common for guys that have had hair transplants not to say anything.
They hide it.
How many athletes, LeBron James, Rooney, famous soccer player from the UK, tons of athletes have had, and actors. I think Matthew McConaughey had a hair transplant. A lot of people have had them, but they don't talk about it. And even my friends that I've sent down to Colombia that did it, don't say anything.
But
don't say, I don't want anybody to know.
Okay, hold on.
I could care less. I tell everybody.
Hold on.
Because you know what? In fact, I tell people that need a hair transplant, I'll hint, I had a hair transplant, and they'll be like, really? Without saying you need one?
It's like, you cannot need one, but I'm not going to tell you anything. I like that.
And the reason why I say it is because people have never seen a good hair transplant. You only see the lousy ones.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for people to know that there's actually really good doctors out there that do a good job.
I think honestly, I think when it comes to plastic surgery, that there are always good doctors out there. The problem is finding a good one and not looking for cheap shit.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of cheap shit out there.
Yeah.
If you go for cheap shit, you get cheap shit. So you have to really invest. You don't want to go to a doctor and come out looking like a clown, right? No. You want to go to a doctor and really invest money.
Yeah, and investing doesn't mean that you have to spend $25,000 on a hair transplant here in the U.S.
I know, you don't have to go to California.
You can do it for $5,000 in Colombia and have the same value, same quality transplant. Doctors that have been doing it for 20 years, that speak English, that have been trained here in the U.S. in many cases. You don't need to do it here. So spending, you can spend $4,000. You can probably spend $7,000 at the cheapest place in the U.S. or $25,000 with the most expensive doctor. In Colombia, you can spend $1,500 or $6,000. Go to a $6,000 guy in Colombia. You're going to be happier than you had with the guy here that charged you $25,000 because you saved $19,000 and you also had a fantastic time when you were there. Maybe you went horseback riding. Maybe you even saw Zorro.
Yeah, you can see Zorro. We have Zorro. Look at how lucky we are. We actually have Zorro here tonight. We actually have Zorro. Like, that's like very rare. How many times do you see Zorro?
Zorro with the Joker's laugh from Batman.
But seriously, if you're watching this and your hair is like, stop letting people control your life. No. They don't pay your bills. They don't pay your bills. You pay your bills yourself. If you feel like you need something, you want it, go for it. Because let me tell you this, a lot of people that I see that are always against guys doing hair transplants are people that have full hair.
Of course.
They have full hair. They will tell you, why do you want to do hair transplants?
Yeah. Sit in my shoes and then maybe you want
exactly. You have to be in my shoes to know.
Yeah.
Like when you have a full hair and you're telling someone that has like maybe like a little tree over here, you're telling the person, why do you want to do hair transplant? Are you mad? How dare you? Like, you can do that. I feel like people should let people do what they want to do.
Yeah, but also, like I said, I inform people that I meet, I tell them I got a hair transplant. And all of a sudden they're like, I just met a guy the other day. Very successful guy, and we got introduced by a mutual friend of ours, and he goes, talk to Eddie if you want a hair transplant. He goes, I've been wanting to get a hair transplant.
Wow.
I really want to get one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of guys want it. This person doesn't particularly need one,
but they don't
to be
have
honest
the
with you.
confidence to even say it out loud because they are so ashamed, or they are like, they feel like they think about what the society will say. I say.
Some people also don't want to be with a shaved head for 2 months.
Yeah, that's a different thing. But let's say the end justify the means. The process. The end justify the means. If you know you're gonna get the results you want, what's 2 months?
I always say it's the second best decision of my life. I always say it's the second best decision of my life.
I like that.
Yeah.
That really tells like you're happy. It makes a lot of difference. I really do want to see your picture without the hair. I know you guys want to see it too. I want to see it.
You'll be amazed.
I'm
You'll
like,
be amazed.
whoa.
You'll be amazed. You will
I'm
not.
gonna have like a shock, like.
No. It was rough. It was getting to be definitely shaved head time. I probably should have been shaving my head at that point, to be honest with you.
Oh my God! There are people that still have that are struggling with that. They just don't want to shave their head. I don't know what you're holding. I don't want to tell people what to do with their life. But when your hair is like this,
No.
there's nothing to hold on.
No.
Shave it. You don't have to do hair transplants if you don't want to, but shave the hair.
So I never wanted to shave my head because my uncle, who's probably the funniest guy I know, is also a big teaser. He busts my chops 24/7. So he called me taulazo, which means flathead. So he said, he's like, because I sleep on my back, and my head is a little bit flat in the back. And so he's like, don't ever shave your head because you have a flat head. And then I shaved my head, and everybody's like, it looked great.
Oh my God.
So that's another reason why I probably didn't shave my head.
You should not don't
let people intimidate you.
These things get to you. Do not let people intimidate you.
No.
Like even when people tell you something, sometimes they are really, really projecting their self on you. Not just the projection, no, it's real. Like how do you sometimes you think that it doesn't get to you. It really gets to you.
It gets to you. And I was much younger then. I was probably 35 or 32. Now that I'm 53, you can say whatever you want to me.
You're 53? You look like you're in your 40s.
No, but
wow, look
53,
at that. Well,
53.
This hair transplant
I'll be 54 in December.
This hair transplant really did a lot.
Yeah.
That.
And I think as you get older, you have more confidence in yourself. You're more comfortable with yourself.
Oh, so you think confidence comes with age?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You have more experiences in your life, more challenges that you face, more challenges that you've overcome. I remember my first real heartbreak. I was 29, 28.
Yeah.
And this girl that I was going to move to Miami with from Colombia. And a month before we moved, she broke up with me all of a sudden.
Wow.
Out of the blue.
No excuse, nothing?
She went back with her ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
Out of the blue.
Wow.
Guy I'd been dating her for 10 months or 11 months or whatever. And I was heartbroken. I was a hot mess for a while. And that was my first heartbreak.
But you see...
And today I was talking to a friend of mine who just got divorced. Granted, his situation is a lot worse. He was married to somebody for many, many years. And his first and only love. And things didn't work out. It wasn't his choice. But things pass with time. But you know
he's not gonna feel it right now.
I know. I feel horrible for him.
I was talking to someone today about divorce. And I talked about divorce on my last podcast episode. The reason I talked about the divorce on my last because of how many men have talked to lately and their experiences. Like when I talked today with a real estate agent about divorce, turns out this guy, you can see the stress on his face. You can see he's going through that pain. He's telling me how he's not seen his kids for 8 months. 8 months. And he's been married to this. It was a beautiful marriage from what I know because I kind of know them a little bit. So when I'm hearing that, I'm like, this is what I just talked about in my podcast last week. Guys really go through that.
Oh, God.
Not just the women. And a lot of times, people do not talk about it because they feel like men are strong.
No, you are strong, but
No.
the
society expects men to be strong.
Yes.
So they have to wear a facade and be like, we are strong. But in reality, men are big babies.
Yeah.
Deep down.
Look, my friend today.
Big babies.
My friend today is a person that I've known for since I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
So we went to the same school together. We hadn't seen each other in 30 years. Maybe, no, 40 years. We hadn't seen each other, 35 years. And he just moved into town, and so we've gotten together a couple of times, and he called me today and said he was having a really bad day. So I jumped in my car.
He probably did not even tell his wife or his girlfriend.
No, he has nobody. He just recently got divorced. He's like by himself.
Imagine
he
that.
can't be with anybody. So he lives in Aventura. I live in Miami Beach. I jumped in my car. I stopped by Books and Books in Bell Harbor, bought him my favorite book, Tuesdays with Maury, which was my Bible. It got me through my heartache. I've given away probably 20 copies of that book. I've read it 100 times. And I picked it up and I drove to his house and I dropped it off. I said, hey, buddy, hopefully this will help you over the next couple of weeks. Read it with care, digest it, and eventually you're going to come out of it. And that's what I was saying earlier is as you get older, you live through these experiences, you build the skills that allow you to get over these challenges, whether it's a job challenge, career challenge, relationship challenge, whatever friendship challenges that you always have. And as you get older, you realize, you can accomplish a lot of things. You can make it through these tough times, especially the darkest times, and that gives you confidence.
Yeah.
And then you're more comfortable with yourself generally, I think, as you get older.
Yeah.
You become better at your craft, whatever your craft may be.
Yeah.
And all that helps you become more confident in resolving any issues that come along your way, right? I think there's certain things that I think I probably do better than most people. There's very few people that I know that can cook better than me. Obviously, professional chefs and things of that sort. I don't have a lot of friends that are professional chefs. But of my day-to-day friends, and I know a lot of people, I know I can cook probably better than anybody.
What, because I know that, talking to you and hearing the stories of, a couple of your friends you talked about, when you saying that, I feel like it's somebody like being in a deep hole. I'm claustrophobic. Very highly claustrophobic. So I know what being in a deep hole can feel like, the idea of it. So imagine somebody in that deep hole right now, that is a guy, and people are always looking up to a guy to be strong.
Yeah.
And this person is in that big hole, do not know who to talk to because everybody expects him to toughen up because you are a guy.
No. So he actually texted me today. I texted with him last week as he went to Colombia to get some dental work done. Okay? And so we were talking because I introduced him to my best friend down there and we're just in touch. And I didn't hear back from him for 5 or 6 days. And today he sent me a text. Hey, I'm having a really bad day. Like, really bad day. The fact that he reached out is fantastic.
It even takes a lot, though.
And I would do that a lot. When I was in my worst moments, especially when that happened, and then during my divorce, like I said, I felt like I made, a bad decision. I felt really bad about myself. I would go to my best friend's house. Him and his wife would be there. And I'd go there almost every weekend. And they'd see me cry, and I tell them about, how I'm feeling, and they just listen.
Can I ask you?
And I have no problem doing that just because I was raised going to therapy and things like that, yeah.
What do you think gave you that vulnerability? Because I was talking about how men are not showing their vulnerability. Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest problems the societies are having right now. Like, men are being neglected in a big form, in a big way. Because it's like, oh, he's a man, he's going to toughen it all up. And that's not really truly the case, because reality is that we women are actually very, very tough. Like, we can be very tough than men.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but the thing is that we're always like, we're dedicated flowers, we'll probably show it more, but we are always really, really tough. But men, deep down, they are very soft. How do you find yourself being strong, but at the same time being vulnerable? I think that most men need to learn that.
So, personally, like, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I've always been like that. We grew up, my parents got divorced when I was 14, and probably
You think that kind of like...
Yeah, the last 4 years before my parents got divorced, we were going to therapy, and then post-divorce, I was going to therapy, and going to see a school counselor, and many of those people really helped me kind of get through that tough stage when you're a teenager and things like that. And I was acting up, I wasn't doing the right things, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and they helped me kind of get myself back in check and really understand why I was doing things. And then I've always been one to be very open with my friends. And I have certain friends, and I have a very close friend right now that's going through a terrible illness. And I told him, I said, look, if you want to call me, you want to cry, you want to do whatever, let me know. He's like, I don't cry. I'm a crier. My dad's a crier. My mom's not a crier. My mom will, she rarely ever cries. If she cries, she's, it's a big problem. But I've always been vulnerable with that, and I try to teach my son that it's okay and that he can be emotional and things like that. But that you need to understand why you're feeling like that and be able to digest it. And I think that's what the book Tuesdays with Maury for me was a real helpful guide to managing your emotions, because it tells you to live your emotions to the fullest.
Yes.
And then if you live them it's a Buddhist kind of way of life.
See?
If you live them to the fullest, then you can, once you've gone through that process, you can let them go. It's easier to walk away from things. So, for example, when my grandfather was dying, he was dying of pancreatic cancer. He was 94, 93, and him and I were like best friends. And he was living in Louisville, and he got diagnosed, and I'd fly up every weekend to see him. And I'd fly up every weekend on a Thursday. I spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fly home on a Sunday. And the fact that I was able to tell him a million times how many times I told him I love him. You know what he'd say to me? Me too. He would never say I love you. He'd say, me too. And the fact that I am comfortable expressing my emotions when I want to, when I really feel things, I think makes me okay.
I feel like part of the problem is that the society tells men it's not okay to be vulnerable. And I think that's sad. The reason, like, for instance, when I post the video of the divorce podcast episode from last week, I had someone commenting, saying on Facebook, commenting on the particular podcast, the person said, oh, you try to make men be like a woman. Don't let men be weak. What is like, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. At the end of the day, we all have emotions. There is blood flowing in our veins. Doesn't mean that you need to, cry out to the whole world, but there should be someone in your life as a man that you confine it.
That you talk to.
And talk to. There should be someone that you go to when you have all that things going, because being a man is not easy. For instance, I sent you an invitation for a party.
Yeah.
I RSVP'd. 10 minutes later, maybe one day later, I got on the list. You still
I've been waiting for
waiting
5
list.
days.
It's been 5 days. It's been 5 days. Do you know that? No, people, I mean, I know this is not a big deal. It's not like a thing, but it's an actual thing.
Yeah.
You go to a club. I mean, I'm not a club person, but let's assume you go to a club as a man. If you're a woman, you're pretty, we walk in. You are a guy, you have to maybe like really have
You have to pay $200 to get in. You have to.
You're talking about $20, like we're talking about thousands. So
Yeah.
okay, you have to stand on your wallet.
Yeah. But that's
that can be.
That's what you were talking about earlier. Once you have a certain amount of money, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, but that can be an insecurity on its own.
Of course. Well, it limits people from being able to do certain things. I don't know if you follow Scott Galloway. He's one of my favorite podcasters.
Yeah.
Fantastic professor from NYU. And I was just listening to one of his comments today. He's talking about women friends of his say, I went out the other night, I looked fantastic, and not one guy will come up to me and talk to me. That guys don't go up to women and talk to them anymore.
Because they're scared too.
Because they're scared. I mean, they've lived through so many rejections, right?
No, well, the rejection and the ones that, you know what I notice here? People might not like what I'm about to say, but it's fact. What I notice in this country is that when a guy, most women, when a woman do not like the guy that is about to talk to them, they start saying the person is creepy.
Yeah.
That you do not like a guy that's about to approach you. You should not say the person is creepy.
That's exactly. Scott Galloway said they don't want to be that creepy guy. That's exactly what he said.
Listen, if you see me on the street, you want to approach me, please approach me. I'm single.
Yeah.
I don't think you're creepy. I'm from Nigeria. We don't think that way.
Yeah.
No, in
Say
Nigeria,
hi.
they're
Say
going
hi.
to give you a lift.
Yeah.
You know, in Nigeria, as a beautiful girl, you do not stand on the street. You stand there, there's going to be a car, there's like maybe a guy driving, like, oh, where are you going to give? I'm not saying it's like the most ideal thing. You probably shouldn't do it because it's not safe. But people would offer. When I first moved to America the first year, I would stand on the street looking for a car, like trying to get a taxi. Nobody stops because everybody's afraid that they're going to be sued, or you're going to call them creepy, or there's going to be something. And I think that's like ridiculous.
And now with online dating, it's even more, right? Because it's you don't have the practice. You don't have the practice of going up to people and talking to them.
Yeah, and that limits people like me that actually want somebody to talk to me in real life. If your head is correct, because there are people that are actually crazy. No,
Or you shave your head. Or if you shave your head.
Or if you shave your head. No, man. There are people that are actually crazy that you don't want them to talk to you.
That's fine.
But there are people that
You
are
can still
out
be nice
there.
about it. You should be, hey,
Yeah.
hey, nice to see you.
Yeah.
But no, thanks. I'm not interested.
You see,
That's
like-
it. You don't need to be a jerk to them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most people are a jerk.
And guys get tired of it, frankly.
No, people are so scared.
Yeah.
Guys are really scared to approach, even when you are in a bar. They don't want to talk to a girl in a bar. It takes like maybe they have like so many drinks and they summon the courage, and some girls are still going. Just because you do not like a man, do not say they are creepy.
Right.
If you do not like a man, they approach you on the street, just walk.
Yeah.
Say it in a polite way, excuse me, or just walk. But don't make assumption and stop making them feel like they are creepy, and because that's why women do not get, and a lot of women say they're single. I'm single too, I'm part of them, but it's becoming reality. It's happening. It's affecting
true.
everybody.
It's very true.
It's affecting everybody.
And every time, I mean, I've gone up to women and talked to them at bars or restaurants or whatever, or said hello, and if
And they
they're
look
not
at it like-
interested
yeah.
and they show it, you don't feel great about yourself.
Yeah.
But you know what? It goes away 30 seconds later. Brush it off. Next.
Yeah.
Next. Eventually,
Yeah.
you're going to find somebody that wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Even if they're just being nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk to everybody. I say everybody. If
Yeah,
somebody want to
that's
talk,
fine.
you have to be nice about
And
it.
I don't talk to everybody that I see either. In
Yeah,
fact,
it's like
I
you just
rarely
have to
walk
be-
up to somebody. Maybe 1 in 20, I'll go up to them and say something.
Yeah, you just have to be nice about
it.
it. It
Just say hi,
doesn't
just
take
be
you so
courteous.
much to be nice. And you know what I told my brother the other day? There is this, God. Oh, wait, by the way, this is no filter with Queen Mary, meaning there is no filter. I can say anything. You know, sometimes it be the ones that are not. I know people will always say when you say that it's ugly and pretty, you might not like it, but there are people that are actually very pretty, and there are people that are actually not pretty.
Right.
It's fact. It's the reality we live in this world.
But they have
If you
something.
like, accept it or not. And life is not all about being pretty. Being pretty doesn't pass. It doesn't take you to, it doesn't. If you're pretty, you don't have brain and you're nasty.
And beauty
And
goes away over
beauty
time.
goes away. But wait. There are people that are not pretty, but they are nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
I've
not good.
seen those ones. I was telling my brother the other day, I'm like, how does this girl that you're not pretty and you are nasty? No, this person I'm talking about, I don't even want to go there. But there are people like that.
I think you just have to be respectful and be nice to people. Like,
It doesn't
life is
cost
about
you
being
money.
I know. For me, life is about being happy.
Exactly.
And if for me, people that are like that are unhappy or
That's it.
bitchy or whatever you want to call it, usually those people are insecure. Like the most attractive thing
That's
about
true.
a woman, I've dated women that are not pretty
Listen,
at all.
listen.
Like at all. Like you'd be like, wow.
Life
but
is
they
not
are the
about
most
pretty.
confident people, and that's what's sexy about something.
Yes,
is your
life,
confidence.
Life is not. I really think that being a woman that pretty shouldn't be all you have. Yes, there is pretty privilege. It gets you to the front of the door.
Yeah.
When you get to the front of the door, then what? If you're nasty and you're pretty, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Like if you are really nasty and you're pretty, you're ugly, because it takes everything away. So then imagine someone that is really not pretty and being nasty.
Yeah.
That's even more
confidence.
nastier.
Confidence is not about being nasty. If a woman that's beautiful and is rude,
Yes.
that's not confidence.
No. That's a
That's
different
zero.
thing. Yeah.
That's insecurity.
Yep.
That's why For me, it's about
But I
confidence. Is about
love
being
confidence,
It's
though.
about being nice. It's about engaging. It's about having charisma. It's about being smart and knowing what you do well and what you don't do well, and laughing about yourself and the things that you don't do well if they're really important. And that's about it. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
confidence. Honestly,
it counts so
confidence
much
is-
more. And it's like, and I'm not comparing people to animals, but the most dangerous type of dog is an insecure dog because they're going to bite you. Same with people.
Well, people can be
insecure.
dogs, too.
Insecure people
Yeah.
are tough, right? They'll stab you in the back. They'll do things that you don't expect. They'll act irrationally, and I think that's why building confidence in your friends, helping them get through tough times, if you have children, building confidence for me is probably the most important thing. And that you can
Confidence,
that you can obviously trustworthiness and other characteristics are also important, but confidence will take you a long way in life.
Confidence is very powerful. When you are confident, you walk into a room that everybody probably think you do not deserve to be in, and you walk in there, you own it. And when you walk in, the way you walk in, people think that you own and run that place because you're confident, and that's what sets you apart. I was talking to somebody today. You know, sometimes too, people can be delusionally confident.
Right. Some people are overly confident when they shouldn't be, right?
No, people do not talk about this. She's probably going to watch this, but hey, I told you yesterday. I'm saying sometimes people can be delusionally confident.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to my friend. She's telling me about this girl that we know. She's like, oh my God, her hair game is nasty, is bad. She wears cheap hair and this, that. I was laughing. And I told her, because I was trying to make it like, you know,
Chill.
I was trying to make it chill, but I'm always direct. Be direct. And I told her, listen, do you know that there are levels to this shit? There are people that would stay in their place and would see me and you will probably think the same shit about our hair, because that's the level they are. You looking at this girl that you're talking about this because you are in this level. And this girl, she's talking about have the whole confidence, right? But you're looking at her because you are in this particular level, but there's somebody in a different level that might be making fun of our hair right now. And when I told her, you know what she said? No, this, and I said that like 3 times. The 3rd time I said, listen, the way you wear those wigs you wear, you do not late. I'm like, the way you wear those wigs you wear, you do not late. You just put the wigs like this, and it looks so bad. But I do not come to like, and she has the most confidence, but I do not come to like, no, nobody's bashing you on that. I'm like, you don't have the right to bash this other girl because you two are in like the same category, or because the fact that you do not fix your hair makes you exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
But her confidence is so high that she didn't even think that she was in that. I'm like, hey, listen.
There's a lot of people that are making fun of her.
And she did not like to hear that, but I said anyway. But it's true. Yeah. You have to look inwards at yourself. Don't talk shit about people. Everybody, again, if you want to really talk shit about a bad person, be the first. Like if you live in glass house, then if you live in people that live in glass houses, don't throw stones. You can throw stones at people like that because there are levels to every shit in this life. You think you have money?
There's always somebody that's richer than you.
There's always somebody so richer.
You think you're pretty? There's always somebody that's prettier than you. Think you're strong? There's always somebody that's stronger than you.
Jeez, I've gone outside.
Smart? There's always somebody that's smarter than you. Always.
I've seen girls. I'm like, wow. And girls have seen me are like, wow.
Right.
Because it's not more. You have to have more than pretty. As a girl, you have to have more in you than being just pretty. And as a man, you have to have more in you than having just money. Because just the money, the girl would take the money and would go.
Eddie, I want half Eddie. I want half Eddie.
They take the money and come to Zoro. Be like, now Zoro has the head. This guy doesn't have the confidence and this. He only has
take
money.
my money. Don't take my hair. Don't take my hair. Don't take my hair.
You give the money, you won't give the hair?
No, fuck that.
Man, look at that.
Au contraire, mon frère.
No, but Eddie, Tell someone watching this that is a guy that has a hair and he's insecure. Tell him what you want them to do to get the job done, to get the hair done.
So what I would do is, first of all, don't be afraid of getting a hair transplant or taking finasteride or minoxidil or any of the multiple medications that are out there right now. A bunch of new things are coming out. If you want to try it, do it. Like, there's nothing wrong with trying, and there's nothing wrong with feeling like, you know, you have an issue and feeling bad about yourself. But address it, fix it.
Yeah, fix it.
Fix it. Fix it. If it's important to you, it costs you a little bit of money, maybe $30 a month, $40 a month, and that's it. And if you really want to get a hair transplant, call me.
You heard that. So I'm going to tag Eddie in the description below, because Eddie is, I don't know if he's ready to spill this, but he's working to get a concierge company that does with hair transplants for guys that really, really need it. You have your hair is bald and you really do not like it, please call Eddie. Look at the Instagram handle on the link and text Eddie, call him, he's your guy. And if you are a girl and your man has a bald hair, you do not like it, and you want him to have an actual hair, just like Eddie now has a hair, contact Eddie and tell your man.
Usually it's
That's
about
your
that.
plug.
Yes.
But if you're watching this, you're having insecurity in any form or way, and you're worried about what people are saying, please, people always are going to have an opinion.
Always.
And their opinion, do not let it affect you or bother you. If you want to get your teeth is like ruined and you want to get your teeth done, please go get your teeth done. Yeah. Fix it.
Fix it.
People keep saying like plastic surgery. Who tells you the right to tell somebody to do plastic surgery and not to do plastic surgery? Beauty standards should be what
be
somebody
happy about
feels
yourself.
like.
Be happy about yourself. Be happy about yourself. Make the change.
Yeah, if it makes you feel happy, do it.
Exactly.
Do it.
Life is about being happy.
But don't
without doing harm to others.
But don't have the tomato mouth like this that is so bad.
No, big, like something about Mary with the chiclets.
Listen, I'm not gonna judge you for having that, but when people say something, you should know why that's like. You can do it tastefully,
Yes.
There are things can be done tastefully. You gave birth and your titties are sagging, take it out, because before you had the babies, your titties were up. After the babies, take them out. It's true. Women body go through a lot.
Yes.
And a lot of times there are some people or some guys that will tell a woman, oh, do not do this because we do not like it. And they go out and look at all the girls that do the BBL and the boobs jobs.
Yeah.
And I really think that's wrong. Yeah. If you have a wife, your wife has gone through childbirth, and your wife wants to fix the body and feel good about yourself, I feel like, I won't tell people what to do with their life, but I feel like that should be okay, because that's a whole change.
If it makes them feel good about themselves, let them do it.
That's a whole change.
They're not hurting anybody. They're not hurting anybody. That like I was saying, for me, you're here on this earth once. I think your goal is to be happy.
Yes.
Without harming others.
Yes.
Okay? And if getting a hair transplant makes you happy, go for it. If shaving your head makes you happy, go for it. If getting a boob job makes you happy, go for it.
It's all about confidence, man.
It's what's going to make you happy. If you're a happy, you're a confident person.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if you're insecure, you're unhappy, no.
Yeah. And
be
if
happy.
one particular thing makes you feel insecure, change it. If you can change it.
If you can change it.
If you can change it, change it. If it's not something you can obtain, you can buy, because there is a feeling that you walk into a place and you just own it.
Yeah.
Like people can feel off that energy.
But it's in your mind too.
It's in the mind, I know.
It's in your mind.
It's in the mind. And it has, and we, of course, with you, what's your hair? With some girls, it might be some guys, it's even their height right now. Imagine a guy that is like, most girls are like, oh my God, I want tall guys.
Yeah.
Some people are even unrealistic. I see some girls, they're like 5'5", and they're saying, they say that they want 6'7".
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but
there-
come on, be realistic. Or you're fat, you want a skinny guy.
No, I remember, I can't remember who the woman was, but she was like a former model, very successful, beauty queen, very successful. And she told me that the guy that she dated the longest was, she's probably like 5'11". The guy was 5'6", 5'7", bald.
I
Out of
don't.
shape. And she's like, he had so much charisma. He would walk into any room and he'd walk out of there with the most beautiful woman.
See, that's what
It's all about confidence.
It's all about, that's what I'm saying. You know, when girls are like, oh my God, height. I mean, height is important, but I really do not care about height. I don't care about height. Like, I'm not like the one that be like, oh my God, guy has to be tall. I don't care. My thing is, as long as you're confident, you can smell the confidence. When a man is like, first of all, most times it's very hard for guys to approach me. I know that. And I guess, I don't know, there's something about that. It's very hard to guys to really approach me like real life. They see me, they'll get like intimidated or they don't even talk to me, right? They feel like I'm a piece of work. I'm too much stress. They don't want to go through the stress, which is fine. But there are guys that breaks through that, and that there's something very sexy about that. And I like shit like that. So even if you're tall, you're like not, tall, and you do that.
Yeah. I think the first thing I said to you was your teeth, the gap between your teeth.
Yeah, people used to say that a lot to me before, but I think it changed.
It's amazing.
I think it changed. Really?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna smile more often. So now when you see me, I'm gonna be
Remember I
like,
showed you the model, that supermodel from the 70s?
yeah, you didn't show me. Yeah, I used to really have that, but now I'm like, I don't know my teeth anymore. But anyways, I
No.
still love my teeth. You know, the last guest I have literally was like, oh my God, your teeth is so white. I don't know that. I've never done anything to my teeth, but I was like, thank you.
They match your outfit.
So, Eddie, do you think, by the way, guys, backstory to me being a nurse today, I want to
I'm not
appreciate.
feeling good. I'm feeling sick.
You're feeling sick?
I'm feeling
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, so I can take care of you.
Yes,
See that? Look
yes.
at that. You got a nurse. You got a nurse here, Eddie. So I'm gonna be taking care of you. I'm ready for the like.
I wish.
No, please. No, but backstory between me having this nurse outfit. I want to thank all the nurses, everybody in medical field. You guys are the best.
The best.
I do not celebrate Halloween. This is like my first time. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of Halloween this season. But I was like, what am I gonna wear to make that really is impactful? And I picked this because I've worked in health field and I know what it was like working in
What
health
did you do
field.
in the health field?
I started when I first moved here. I started as when I first moved to America, actually Oklahoma. I started as CNA. Yes.
Oh, really?
You didn't know I lived in Oklahoma. I lived
Oh
in
my
Oklahoma.
God.
Oh, I used to be a cowgirl with
Oh
a
my
hat,
God.
with the boots, everything.
Nice.
Yep. I lived in Oklahoma, so I was working as a CNA. The CNA, oh my God, it feels like yesterday. But I did that. Then eventually I did other courses and I started like passing medication. I started doing insulin. I did that for so many years, but the problem is that people really do not understand how hard it is, and mostly when you're taking care of the residents, the patient, the residents' family, and even the family when they come, they don't appreciate it most times.
Yeah.
So I remember that what it felt like, and when I worked in dementia home.
Oh, Lord. That's
I
hard.
worked in rehab, so I
You have
know
a
what.
big heart.
Yeah. Oh, I took care of my grandma when she was old. So I loved that. I loved doing it, but it was a lot too.
Oh, yeah.
And they are like very underpaid, unappreciated, and they do a lot.
Okay.
I used to work 16 hours Monday to Friday, where you need like that person to fill in. I'm always like, and it was like a full-time thing for so many years. So it's like being here now and just doing this, I'm like, I'm gonna be a nurse because these people deserve the shout out. They
I agree
are
100%.
amazing. They save lives.
Nurses and teachers.
Teachers, nurses, anybody even in the health field too. Anybody in the health field, you guys
Yeah.
are amazing.
Amazing.
You guys are
You change
amazing.
lives. You save lives.
Imagine working in dementia home.
That's hard.
No, it's
Possible,
like
yeah.
you don't even understand how it is like actually being there.
Yeah, no.
It's
And my grandmother had
it's rough.
Alzheimer's at the end, and it was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but I mean, I can't imagine doing that as a living.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have to be a
yeah,
special
yeah.
person, a special soul to be able to do that.
Yeah, so nurses, you guys rock. CNAs, you guys rock. ACMAs, you guys are amazing. You guys are killing it out there. You guys run this world. People do not appreciate that, but you guys are amazing. I see you guys. I know the story, and I love you guys. And also, if you're watching this, please subscribe to No Filter with Queen Mary, because we have lots of amazing guests coming, and we're going to be having lots of interesting episodes dropping very soon. And Eddie, do you want to share something with the viewers before we wrap it up for tonight?
Well,
You want to encourage somebody out there?
yes. So,
Please.
first of all, focus on your happiness. You find your happiness. That's what people find confident. And confidence is probably, for me, the most important characteristic that a person can have to be successful in life. Confidence and grit, which are very related.
Confidence and what?
Grit. You don't give up. You sometimes you may not have the skill, but you're going to try and insist until you get there, and that builds confidence.
Wow.
So for me, those are the two most important skills. Don't give up and care less about what people say, especially if they're criticizing
They
you.
really do not care.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you learn more about that as you get older. But for my younger self, I wish I took that more into my development, and I wish I adopted it sooner. I probably adopted it when I was in my mid-20s. But if I would have done it when I was 16, 17, I probably would have done more with my life, honestly.
Well, Eddie, you said it perfectly. You said it well. And this is I hope somebody take this home, because this is very empowering. And what I'm going to add to that is, coming from where I come from, my background, I know a lot of people are watching this, they are wondering, how do you find confidence? How do you find confidence? Find that thing that when you are in, you feel safe, and lean on it. How do I find confidence? I'm going to tell you I find confidence knowing that I'm from Nigeria. I was that girl that was on the street, that had no place, no roof in her head, and came to America with nobody, alone at a young age, and brought myself here. Walking through that process, being in that airport, stepping the foot into this country. The fact I got here, I knew there was no room I cannot walk into. I knew that every room I walk into, I'm going to own it, because I left there telling myself, this is who I want to be.
You have no choice.
You have no choice. There is a power of hunger. So find that thing. Find that thing that gives you the strength. Because every time I think about me and where I came from, I know that the rooms I walk in right now, people are shocked even looking at me from back home. But because that is my source, that is my strength. So find that thing that is your source, your strength, and lean on it. And when you walk into that room, don't look back and do not blink. You got this. Love you guys.